Immigrants make up a major source of the workforce for industries like hospitality and tourism.
Well, excuse me though. You said immigrants make up. Yes, we have legal immigrants in Florida. So you can't conflate illegal immigrants with people who are here legally. Now, I've also said we've got some big problems with some of the legal immigration programs that we have. I mean, we've seen this H-1B program, how companies will bring in H-1B, the Americans train the H-1B, and then they fire the Americans and hire the H-1B. How would that even remotely be acceptable? You have chain migration, which is not merit-based and is bringing in more distant relatives. Not what you want. So there's a whole host of issues there that need major reform. But from an immigration enforcement perspective, I mean, if somebody is here on like an H-2A visa, they are working in the state of Florida legally. And when we did E-Verify, people would say, we had E-Verify an act, they'd say, hey, there's a busload of farm workers. I saw them on I-4. And people assume they're illegal. And then FDLE looks, they all had the H-2A visas. And so there's no enforcement if somebody is here on valid reasons. Now, it doesn't prevent us or Congress and people like me from just using my platform to say, hey, you may need to look at how we're doing legal immigration in this country, because it's not America first the way it's going. But we do have, I think we probably have the highest foreign-born population in the country of any state. Certainly we're in the top 5 for sure. And yet, I would point out, I came in, we did sanctuary city ban. People say, oh, you can't do that. You know, we have. It was the people, the first generation, they wanted the sanctuary city ban. When we did the legal transports to things like Martha's Vineyard, people said, oh, the Venezuelans in Miami aren't going to like that, because I guess a lot of the people that got transported to Venezuela. I go down there, these guys are high-fiving me because they think Maduro's sending undesirables to the country. So this whole idea that somehow people that are first generation do not want to see immigration enforcement, that is totally not the case. And just look at the election results in Miami-Dade County. We were, 8 years ago? We had Hillary winning by 30 points. I carried it by double digits 2 years ago. Donald Trump carried it by double digits, and we both ran strong on immigration. So don't conflate the two. Immigration enforcement is focusing on illegal aliens that are in the country, in our state. Legal immigrants obviously have a right to be here. They're following the process. Now, that should not mean that someone here is H-1B. Of course, they're not going to be sent. But if there's fraud and if these programs should be reformed, they do need to be reformed. But I would not conflate the two. I think that, and I think the media oftentimes, they try to frame it as if somehow somebody comes, they apply, they come to the United States, they're doing good, and it's like, oh, you know, they're going to enforce against, quote, immigrants. No, they're going to enforce against illegal aliens, and that's really what we're talking about. So week of January 27th, I know that there's a lot of rank-and-file members of both the House and Senate that are chomping at the bit to be able to weigh in and make sure that Florida is leading the way in the states to help the incoming Trump administration accomplish their objectives. There's a whole host of other areas I think we're going to be working with. I mean, a lot of it is going to be, they're going to be empowering us to do more and more, whereas we usually had to overcome the Biden administration. I think you're going to see more and more responsibility provided to the states. I mean, I mentioned last week, give me the stuff for Everglades restoration for federal. We can do it much quicker than the Army Corps can do. We have a massive reservoir south of Lake Okeechobee. We want to make sure we do. Block grant the money. Give us the authority. We'll get it done. Higher education. Make sure we overhaul accreditation. The Department of Education federally has got to approve that. We're ready to go on that. We know there needs to be. So there's going to be a lot of things that they're going to be empowering us to do, but this is one key example where we can help facilitate a key objective, not only for the incoming administration, but for our country. We got to get this issue right. We've been talking about it for decades and decades. Now's the time. President Trump has a mandate. State of Florida is going to be there working every step of the way.